So once you've prayed and have your resources together, what's the next step to get prepared to go to counsel outside the abortion facility?
Well, you'll want to find an abortion facility or Planned Parenthood that's close to a pregnancy resource center so that you could send the woman there immediately if she's willing to go there. You also want to have one in a location that's near to the group of people who are going to be going there. And don't be afraid to go into the clinic that you're going to be counseling women outside of and get information about the clinic. What time do they do abortions? What days do they do abortions on? Do they do surgical or chemical? You want to be knowledgeable about it so that you're giving the right information to people who are going in.
So you've gone and visited them, and you know that the Planned Parenthood in downtown Sacramento does abortions on Tuesdays from 9 to 3 o'clock. What's your next step to getting ready to counsel?
I'd say the next step would be to contact your pastor, your church, your family, neighbors, anybody who would be interested in going out there, and just try to get a group to go with you. You don't want to go by yourself.
Right, and the people that go with you, they don't all have to counsel. You could have
Absolutely.
people holding signs, people out there just praying. 40 Days for Life has done a great job about getting young people and elderly people who maybe aren't prepared to counsel, but can hold a sign or just pray for you out there. Having a group of people in front of the abortion clinic is going to discourage women from coming in for their appointments.
And it's a wonderful idea to have pregnant women with you or women who have infants as well.
Oh, absolutely. But imagine you're a woman, you have an appointment scheduled for that day, and you drive by the clinic and there's a group of people out there who you know are going to ask you not to have an abortion. Many women will just drive on by. And those stories we said earlier about women who come back years later, or people who just saw this out there and decided, maybe I don't want to get this. Your testimony of just standing there is detracting away from people wanting to have an abortion. So, you've done that. What does it look like once you're on the sidewalk? You're ready to counsel a woman. How do you do that? John Blythe calls this part of the ministry standing in the gap. On one side, you have a woman who feels her only option is to kill her baby. On the other side, you have the abortionist who's ready to take the money, who wants to kill the baby. How do you get between them? What do you say to this woman to keep her from doing that?
Well, imagine you're outside and you're holding your sign and you see a woman coming up. You don't want to be abrasive towards her. Just be calm and conversational. Like, hi, my name's Sarah. I ask her, are you going in to get an abortion? Is it a pregnancy test? Do you know somebody who's having an abortion? And offer her a pamphlet that you have. Just try to keep a conversation going with her and keeping her outside and away from the clinic as long as you can. Statistics show that the woman is more likely, that the women who miss their first appointment are more likely not to make a second appointment.
Right. No, absolutely. You know, we've talked about this being a Christian experience, that Christians are called to go out to this place. I'm reminded of a story from the early church again, of the Corinthian Christians. And there was a problem in Corinth where they had these temple prostitutes. And these were women who were abused by the Greek culture. And when they would get pregnant, they would be refused to be temple prostitutes anymore. And that would mean the end of their liveliness. They wouldn't be able, or their livelihood, they wouldn't be able to provide for themselves or even the child. And so, as was common in the early church period, women would take potions, what they called potions, to kill the baby, basically taking poison that would kill the child, and sometimes even the mother. Well, the Corinthian Christians, who understood that the child and the mother were both precious, would stand outside the temples, and when they'd find out that there was a pregnant prostitute, they would offer to take that woman into their home, to care for that woman, to give her everything that she needed to get her life back on track. That's a wonderful Christian witness, and it's what we're called to do as Christians. So as we're talking to these women in the gap, what kind of things can we offer to them to kind of start the conversation of maybe you don't want to abort your baby? Well, I think the first thing we should consider is taking them out, getting them away from the abortion clinic. How would you detract someone from going in? What do you say to them?
Tell her, I know, this is a huge, life-changing decision that you're making. Can I just talk to you for a while about it? Would you'd be willing to go to lunch with me or go to coffee and get coffee and a muffin or a scone or something. But the longer you keep the woman away from the clinic, the better. And most of the women who are going in to have their abortions are told not to eat before they go in. And so that's also great to get them away and just try to get some food in them, because then you know they aren't able to go back that day.
Absolutely. And it shows that you care, that you're willing to take time out of your time and money and care for them and talk to them. Because when people say abortion's a big deal, it's true. This is two people's lives that could be potentially harmed. The child will be killed.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that we don't really consider is that the mother's life could also be harmed. Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia is not a rarity. Every year there are dozens and dozens of malpractice lawsuits against abortion clinics here in California, where women are ushered out by ambulance because the abortionist did something that was wrong. And it's very easy to do something wrong in abortion. So keeping those kind of records, malpractice, is also a good way to dissuade a woman from having an abortion. If you can tell her, you don't want to go here, they've had 12 lawsuits this year and a woman died, that woman's going to think twice about having an abortion there.
Yeah.
And that's what we should be offering her, is there's a real place to get help. You can call, you can go with me, we can go to the Pregnancy Resource Center.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner, and they offer the pregnancy test, the prenatal care, everything that you would need to care for this baby.